good morning. Welcome back to Ascending with Ashley. I'm Ashley. This is a collective reading. We're going to use the Synchronicity deck just to be a little bit gentle today. I know the collective is going through quite a lot at a global scale. Everywhere we turn, there's atrocity. It feels really heavy. So let's get a little bit of gentle love and guidance. Breathe. Remember that the only thing you can control is you. And the more people that do that, the better off we'll be. While also holding a little bit of empathy for those that we can't control. Okay? Even people who suck. Alright? Here we go. We have rest and beauty, so maybe some beauty sleep is necessary. The heater is really hot. I should go turn that down. Give me 1 second. It's too hot. Put this on. I was charging these last night, and I was using like a double charger, you know, like a wall plug that has 2 USBs. And I was like, oh, I should unplug that before I go to bed. Really fucking glad I did. This shit was hot as fuck. Like, hot as fuck. So, if you get one of these lamps, know that it gets hot. Okay. Rest and beauty. Nothing else has come out. Those are massive zip ties from something. I got stuck on Netflix yesterday, so maybe you're feeling like you just need to rest. We are, you know, in the northern hemisphere, we are in fall, going into winter. Father. Uh-oh. Daddy issues. Same. I think all of us. Look at the fathers. Ooh. Alright. Attraction. Please don't be attracted to your father. That'd be weird. A storyteller. Maybe you have a story. Oh god. Where is this going? Maybe you need to speak about your trauma regarding a family member. A lot of us have been through things that our families have tried to deny or sweep under the rug. Swipe. Ew. Star energy. Maybe sharing your story and resting. I mean, this feels like we're in a season of synchronicity. A season of Daisy, chill out. She's so high pitched. I feel like I'm too tired for this reading. But I just like got tired as I was sitting here. Maybe it was the warm water. Empress energy, loss. Lost, trust, fortune. Whoa. Okay, this went somewhere else. Minus attraction. This could be about an inheritance. Princess. Or maybe not necessarily an inheritance, but something that Storm. Something that was left for you that someone else took. After someone else passed. Oh, I need to put my rings on. I've been taking them off a lot lately. I don't usually do that, but they've been very uncomfortable. I don't know why. Leader. Maybe you're showing other people how to get through some shit. Storm here. Remember that nature, it's like storms are necessary. Speaking the truth and storytelling. Soulmate with the attraction. Maybe you are calling in a soulmate. I think we all are at all the times. I don't know about anymore, but I'm sure as fuck calling in a soulmate. Community. Oh, maybe you're gonna be meeting up with people who are like-minded or aligned with you, or maybe you're just getting into more of a communal space because of everything going on. Planting seeds, eagle and bloom. Oh, that's cool that they came out together. Eagles are very, I mean, everyone has a different idea of what eagles mean to them, but in the spirit animal deck that we went through, the eagle, the little part about the eagle is that spirit has your back. So maybe you're in a space of mistrust right now, or not even mistrust of spirit, but like questioning when your fortune's gonna come in, and trusting that you do, that we do so. Now I usually read these as a grid, so let me go ahead and clear my desk. Bob Marley's face out of the way. Anyways, Doc, the dogs are in here. Let me put these down as a grid quick, and then I'll read through it a little bit better. That was just the shuffle process. I'm watching Ever After. I've been very called to, which is watch movies that I like grew up on. Oh, Healing. I don't know if I ever said that one. I didn't know that one came out. And Ever After was one of my favorites, mostly because I've always felt a kinship to Cinderella stories in my own personal life, and I really like this one. You know, I've always been on this like love story journey for my whole fucking life, and maybe that's what I pulled because I'm looking at these cards. It is very much giving Ever After, which is funny. So we have 21 cards out here. Hang on. I need to put my leg up. Alright. We have trust, fortune, and loss. So, trust, I think that's how they came out of the deck. But trust that whatever you have lost along your way will be repaid to you. I myself am in that space as well. I was speaking on inheritances. I know for a fact that the people, my grandparents, on my mother's side and my father, left me more than was given to me. And that's why I resonate with this movie in particular. Right? We have this father, leader, and soulmate, leader, father. Maybe you have these characteristics of a father. I'm not trying to go into anything weird. I think I already touched on that. If that is your story, I'm sorry that happened to you. I don't know. I think speaking your truth, sharing your story, could help support you if you feel so called. I think when we have these times, we have community, speaking the truth, and storytelling coming out in a column. We have planting seeds, healing, and the star. So as you share your story, you're going to be planting seeds in others, right? I mean, that's what we do over here. And we want people to find resonance. We want people to be able to share the things that they've also been through, without feeling ostracized, right? With support, right? Bloom, eagle, and synchronicity. Trust in the universe to be, to having your back, right? Spirit has your back. Trust in the synchronicities. If you're seeing signs and synchronicities, oh gosh, I wish these animals had hands, because Woodstock's in the bathroom and he could bring me my rings right now. Hey, what are you doing? No, thank you. Thank you. On your bed. Go on. Thank you, sir. Princess, Storm, and Attraction. Sums up my love life as well. Maybe you have heartbreak. I think we all do. Whatever storms you've been through, whether it was in love or otherwise, family, trauma, unfairness within community or friendship groups or family or whatever, work. We become leaders when we nurture ourselves through that storm. Oh God, I love the temperature of my tea right now, but I will hold these up. We have these three coming up together. So leader, storm, going into the Empress, which is kind of interesting. Like, she has a rainbow coming out of her head, which, storms can produce rainbows if it's the right degree of the sun and whatnot. And then we have the Empress here with all of these flowers in her hair. So it's like we grow through what we go through, and we become leaders to others with how we nurture ourselves through our hardship, regardless of what that hardship is, because we all experience hardship. Oh wow, we have Rest, Empress, and Beauty coming out as a column. And Rest and Beauty came out first, remember? And so again, speaking to that nurturing energy, when you're finding yourself, I feel like I have vertigo right now. When you're finding yourself going through things that are difficult, sometimes it's really hard to rest. Sometimes it's hard to allow our bodies to rest, but a lot of the times our emotional bodies pull from our physical bodies, and that leads to injury or dis-ease, right? Disease is dis-ease, so there's some sort of uneasiness within you, right? I mean, it's very simple. And a lot of the times our emotional bodies can cause disease if we keep it trapped, if we don't speak our truth, tell our story, which is what these two are, right? And then we have healing right next door to that. This healing process, this healing says, begin to think of fresh air and sunshine, and that's when we'll bloom. Allowing ourselves to heal through what we go through, again, is this theme: healing, bloom, planting seeds. This way. Healing, planting seeds, and bloom. Whether that's for yourself or others. But again, whatever you do to yourself or whatever you go through, others are going to follow suit. Even if it's just at a subconscious level. People are going to notice. The people around you will notice how you're changing, right? How you're healing, how you are manifesting, how you're living, quite frankly, right? Attraction and soulmate. I'm not a big love reader over here, so, trust yourself. Once you feel like you're to a point of being healed, to call someone else in, then do so, I think it's important to remember that we attract the energy that we give, always, right? So even when we are feeling, at a lot of the times, people are feeling low, people are not healed, and they attach themselves to some sort of codependent relationship romantically, for a sense of validation, support. But a lot of the times, again, this is very subconscious. People don't know that they're doing this, or they are not aware of the way that they are moving because they are unhealed, right? But if you find yourself in relationships that are less than ideal, repeatedly, then maybe it's time to take a moment to do some healing work, check in with yourself. I've been on my healing journey for a very long time. And I often say, like, this isn't, like, something that you're just gonna get over. I believe that healing journeys are a dedication to a new way of life. Like, it's a lifestyle change, just like working out and eating better, as is emotional and spiritual wellness. We decide what we want for our lives, and we either do it or we don't, right? We have free will. So, whatever you've been through, people want to be able to share resonance with that. And if you don't feel comfortable, I mean, the internet is a great tool, obviously. Hi. If you don't feel comfortable sharing, your story in a physical setting, go ahead and get online. And you can make, like, you don't have to show your face. You don't have to sit here and, do anything. I've seen a lot of people use, like, their notes app to capture ideas and post them with music on TikTok or things like that. But either way, allow yourself to get out of your comfort zone, and whatever that looks like for you initially is okay. But I think that when we are able to share our story, regardless of what we've been through, even if it's good stuff, people want to know that too. People are fucking nosy, alright? If you have a story to share, people want to hear it, okay? People you know, people you don't know. People want to hear it. This is the community card, and, I am a big fan of, like, writing on TikTok's, like, comments. I don't really make a lot of TikTok content because, one, I do not want to be held to other people's standards, which is very much niche TikTok. And second, I don't do just one thing. So TikTok is not my ideal platform for making content. If you're on my YouTube, you know that. I am a jack of all trades. So TikTok is a hard thing for me to navigate. I don't know. I just put the shorts on over there because I like the format better. But anyway, as someone who spends a lot of time on TikTok, not making content, but meeting people around the world, Woodstock is scratching his butt and it is making Niall's desk move, and the globe is on the edge. Just what you're hearing. Anyway, I love uplifting people in the comments of their own stories. So, I'm always writing encouraging things. It's another really great way to get credit karma. I have been being a little bit more douchebaggy in some comments because I don't know how I ended up on men TikTok. Men are fucking dumb. But anyway, offense needed. You guys need to take offense to that so you can change your ways, right? That's what we're talking about. Healing. Allowing ourselves to release anything that we have grown to know is not serving us or the people around us, right? But regardless, in this season, regardless of what hemisphere of the world you are in, as things are picking up at a global scale, it's important to at least do your own healing around the things that you've experienced up to this point. Again, trust that whatever is meant for you will be coming. You may have gotten that stupid nursery rhyme in your head when I said will be coming. I'm not going to sing it because I fucking hate nursery rhymes. Fortune, trust, and loss. So maybe you find resonance in my story about inheritances being stolen on my behalf. What my family tried to do was, and they haven't admitted this to me, I don't think they ever will, unless they are legally obliged or obligated to. But my family tried to deem me mentally unfit to receive what was mine. And I still haven't gotten. In fact, they continue to take. Well, I cut them off at this point, but the last time my mother was here, she continued to take the only things that I had from my father, which was like his record collection. And I had more at one point, but my sister had a son first, and so they like literally just kept taking the things that I did have from my dad. And I'm like, whatever, just let me keep the records. And then my mom came last time and she was like, oh, these are my records. And I was like, cool, you're gonna take those back? Well, I don't have a record player. But yeah. Okay, right on. And I'm gonna take this one for your sister. I bet you are. Bye. So I think there is a pretty intense balance between trusting in the universe and being the main character of your own story, right? Not allowing things, you know, there's so many things that feed into this. I'm also getting that let them theory. So if you are dealing with something similar in some sort of capacity, or, I mean, most people watch tarot because of love, but over here we use tarot for healing. This isn't even tarot, this is oracle. But anyway, whatever you're going through, regardless of how it makes you feel, regardless of how it feels, allow it to teach you, right? And I think that's the main thing. We don't have teacher out here, but I think when we have stories to share, when we have healing, when we're trusting in the universe, when we know that sometimes things aren't the best, and we allow it to teach us instead of allowing ourselves to get into a space of like upheaval or victimhood, right? Then we attract more good. And maybe I'm seeing this attraction with this hummingbird as like law of attraction, which is very much that energetic law, is universal laws. So there's like man-made laws, religious laws, and then there's like universal laws that both of the other two took from, right? So universal law is that energy is like, energy doesn't, you can't delete energy. You can only transform it or like transmute it. But either way, whatever you put out is what you're gonna get back. It's the law of karma. So you're a big fucking douche, you're doing a bunch of bullshit to people, eventually that's gonna catch up with you. Now the one thing about this is divine timing. With trust and spirit has your back with the eagle card. Allowing the divine to also bring justice to those who have wronged you, right? Maybe you've always been the person to maneuver in ways of kindness and love, and empathy, and that's been taken advantage of. Well, trust and believe that you're also going to receive all of that back, and continue putting that out to ensure that it comes back tenfold, right? Easy credit karma. Like I already mentioned, writing nice things on other people's like TikToks, or social media posts, opening the door for people, letting people go in front of you if they have less items than you at the store, letting people go at like weird, awkward intersections, right? Things like that. I often always let people go, and then it becomes like a no, you go. Okay, you go. It's fucking dumb. But you know, I'm also able to come home and rest. I don't spend a lot of time around other people. But recognizing that you are the people that you surround yourself with, right? So Even if you want to be a good person and you hang out with a bunch of people that you've always been friends with, but you know they're fucking douchebags, you have to let them go at some point if you want to attract something different, right? Also, don't block your own blessings. So if you hope and wish and pray about a certain outcome and that outcome comes to you in a different timing, in a different form, so say you're like, I really want to be rich, and you keep seeing, you know, nickels and pennies all over the road or the sidewalk, but you don't pick them up because you're like, I want dollar bills. Well, you're passing your blessing, right? The universe will also send you little tests like that to be like, do you really want abundance? Are you only accepting it in the form of millions, or will you accept it as sixth sense right here? The sixth sense is coming through. That's interesting. Totally different senses, right? Like, anyway, money sense and common sense. So I don't know. There's a very large theme of death here in many ways, with the sixth sense just coming out as well, and talking about inheritances and wills and such. So maybe reach out to the people that you've lost. I am a medium if you would like support with that. You can schedule a session with me. I work on a sliding scale and also barter, so we'll figure something out. But I mean, trust is our first energy and beauty is our last energy. So everything in between that, you know, trust in the beauty of what you're going through, of the struggle, of the challenges, of the things that come easy. I think it's harder for us to trust in the easy stuff because of the trauma. And I think that's another lesson from the universe, right? Of like, are you really ready for what you're asking for, right? Do you find beauty in the hard stuff, right? Are you learning the lessons that we are presenting to you? Or are you getting into a space of victimhood, of, you know, bad karma? All right, let's get an affirmation and I will let you go. Thanks for listening to me yap. You want to come over here? Come here. Come here. No, don't walk over that. Yeah, walk around. This is Wista. And this is Daya. You're my bubbies. Aren't they big? The big babies. Okay. Alright, I'll let you guys outside in a sec, okay? I'm just gonna pick an affirmation. Oh, babies. Chompies. The breast stinks, Daya. Okay. Oh wow, that's a lot. Let's just take this one. Stronger than yesterday. You are enough. Live your dreams with passion. You must be present to win. Challenge yourself and be you bravely. Alright, y'all. Have a good one.